Hi, I wanted to just talk. Let's light this candle here and have a little chat. I don't know what to talk about. I just wanted to express myself because that's a part of who I am. Expressing myself is very important for me, and I think it should be important for everyone. Expressing how you feel, what you think, your opinions, and even though you're expressing it, it's just an opinion. And we have personal truths as well. And our personal truths differ comparing to our experiences. So our beliefs and our truths, they are shaped by our life, by everything that we went through when we were a child. And it's so funny because I think it was like yesterday or 2 days ago. There's so many paradoxes in life. There's so many paradoxes. Free will, destiny, faith, everything is just paradox. It's just a lot of paradox. I don't think that we need to understand it from an intellectual way. We don't need to mentally understand if there's free will or not, or if we're one or separate. Everything is just a paradox because we are one. Everyone is one. We have the same consciousness. But we are also separate because our ego is separate. And I think growing and maturing is like coming more into a balance of your higher self and your ego. So the more we grow, the more we listen to our higher self. And we did that when we were children, because when we were a kid, we didn't have the same protection mechanism that we have today, right? We were very innocent. We were very open to all the energies. That's why a lot of our childhood shapes who we are today, because we were so open. We thought that everything was us, right? That's because we didn't really have a separation when we were born. We didn't understand about separation. We were in union with everyone, with just higher consciousness, I believe. And I think that children, they do see angels and they do see spirit guides and they're open to these energies, and then we grow and we mature and we need to find ourselves. We need to find who our ego is, because our ego is actually a part of who we are in this lifetime, at least. It's not really who we are, it's just a mask. Everything is just a mask. My name is just my name. It doesn't define me. My actions doesn't define me. My addictions doesn't define me. Anything that I am it's not me, because it's just who I can be, because everything is shapeable. I think that the universe is like a canvas, and it's always like it changes all the time, right? We can see that on that picture on how the universe works. So it's always changeable. We change all the time, and we mature all the time. And I just think that being a human being is such a beautiful thing. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful experience. It's a lot of emotions and a lot of excitement. And sometimes we can be fearful, but that's mostly in our mind. If I think back towards my whole life, moments when I really thought that I would die, or that I really thought that I was in danger, I wasn't really in danger. I think the most horrible thing that happened to me was probably physical abuse, because that's the moment that I thought I was gonna die, but I didn't. And then another, like a few things happened, and now these are just experiences that happen without any psychedelics or anything. So this is like real life experiences. But if I think back, it's only that, and maybe a few times when I've been out. And yeah, one time when I was in India as well, when I was in a tuk-tuk. I was sitting in a tuk-tuk and I had two men on both of my sides. So I was in the middle of the tuk-tuk, and it was in the middle of the night in New Delhi, and I was gonna take the tuk-tuk to the airport, so I needed to go in the middle of the night. I'm usually not outside in India when it gets dark, But I needed to do that because I needed to go to the airport. So I was sitting in the middle of these two men, and one of the men started to touch me. He started to like touch my leg, and I was like, okay, what the fuck are you doing? And then he started to like slide his hand close to my vagina. And when he started to do that, I got angry. So I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And the tuk-tuk driver stopped and yelled at him in Hindi or whatever language he used. And yeah, the man got to sit in the front instead. And then we went to the airport and I was fine. But you know, that could be a horrible situation because it was three men. They all could go against me and just rape me if they wanted to, but they didn't, because at least two of the people who was in that tuk-tuk had a bit of common sense. Yeah. So I mean, I think that's, and maybe like when I've been in a bus somewhere in India and it's been crazy roads, you know, because yeah, the roads are pretty crazy in India. So that's kind of been close to my death, I guess. But the rest of my life I've been safe. And do you know why? Because I trust myself. I trust my judgments. I also trust my spirit guides and my guardian angel Tembo, which is an elephant. And I trust them. I trust myself, and I know that they're a part of me. It's the paradox again, because it's actually just a part of me. So, but at the same time not, because they're connected to my higher self, and my higher self is just much more powerful than my little ego here. So when we're sleeping, for an example, we might be more powerful than what we think that we are when we're living in this world. But to be honest, we are as powerful because we are our higher self also, and our ego. I don't know, it sounds like just multiple personalities here. But we can do and we can say whatever we want to say, because it doesn't matter. All that matters is that I'm happy. And trusting in God and trusting in my spirit guides and trusting in myself and my higher self makes me happy. So I'm gonna keep doing that. And if it makes me happy, then why should I believe something else? And obviously I use my mind and I want to have logical explanations towards things, but there's no possibility to explain with our mind because it's felt with our heart. It's said that the heart is like a mini brain, but actually bigger. That's very interesting. It's also said that the vagina is also sensory, like a portal. It is a portal, but like a gut feeling. You can have like a vagina feeling. I don't know if men has that. Men just want to keep producing humans. That's their goals in life. Produce humans. And then we, women, need to go through all the pain. But I think men also go through pain. Everyone goes through pain. It's a part of the human experience, but we don't need to suffer in pain. We can experience the pain and we can feel the pain and we can understand that I am not my pain and I'm not my sadness, but I am learning from it. And if we don't feel it, if we're suppressing it or trying to mask our pain or do whatever we do in order to not feel, then we are going to be in suffering. So that's the choice. That's why we have a choice. When we choose to not feel our emotions, that's when we decide to suffer. If we decide to feel our feelings, then we won't suffer because we will just feel them. They will just move through our body. The more we try to mask our feelings or try to not feel them, basically, it's just even more painful, to be honest, because it's like ripping away a bandage. When we do it slow, it will be more hurtful. It will be more painful if we do it slow. But if we do it fast, sure, it will hurt, but for a fast period of time. It's the same thing when I pierced my septum. If I just went to a normal piercing studio and someone did it, it wouldn't hurt as much as it did. because it took 2 hours and I did it myself because I did it slow. So that's stupid. It is stupid because it's better to just feel it, even though it's intense. Sometimes it can be intense. Like, it doesn't even have to be bad emotions like grief or disappointment or sadness. It can be happiness and love as well. Intense emotions can feel very strongly, and sometimes we don't really know what to do with all of the emotions, maybe. And if we don't really know what to do with all of the emotions, then we need to let them out from our system. And there's so many ways that we can do that. Writing. And you don't have to share it, obviously. Just write it out. Get it out from your system. Sing. Just talk it out like I'm doing right now. Because I had no idea what I was going to talk in this video, but I feel much better now than I did when I started it. I did feel very good when I started it before as well, but I feel even better now. You see? At least that works for me, but I think that it should work for everyone. It's just a matter of you finding the way how you let it out. And that's a personal thing for you to find out. Yeah. If it rains, try to go outside anyway. Or if it's sunny, because when we're outside, we're more happier. And to be honest, it's okay to be sad. We don't need to strive for happiness. That's not why we're here. We're just trying to search for happiness, but I don't think that's the goal of life. Because sometimes we're happy, sometimes we're sad, sometimes we're angry. And yeah, so obviously that can be toxic actually. That can be toxic. Too much positivity, because it's important to be logical, and it's important to be realistic. But that's something I'm working on. Yeah, so we don't need to strive for happiness, but I think that we feel better if we do things that makes us happy. Kinda obvious. Thank you for watching, and wow. Have a beautiful day. Have a sad day. Have the day that you feel that you want to have it, because you can kind of decide. Kind of. It's a paradox. And press subscribe if you want to join my little journey here. I'm talking sometimes, and sometimes I'm traveling, and sometimes I do a bit of art maybe, and I play music, I play guitar, I sing, but I don't sing super good, but you know, the more I do it, the more I will learn. And Hakuna Matata.